What's up, sons? It's Blind Rod with Son of a Tech once again, and yes, I have all the answers for you. How to mine the new Monero hard fork on pretty much anything you can think of. We got Hive OS to cover, simple mining as well as Windows 10, and both AMD and Nvidia. By the end of this, you should have a pretty good idea, and if you have any more troubleshooting that you need to get done, click the link to the Discord in the description below, and we'll get you sorted. Alrighty, so to get things started off, if you don't already have a Monero wallet, which I highly doubt, you can always go get the GUI wallet for Windows. It also has a OS X wallet as well as a Linux wallet and some other options for you. We are just going to use this real quick 64-bit Windows option. You can just click the button and then click save, and it will download it as a zip file for you. So give it 1 second here. You can click open folder, and then we're just going to go ahead and cut this. I'm going to go to the desktop, right click, say new folder, and we're just going to say XMR, and then we're going to drop it right in here. Over here, I'm going to right click and say extract all. At this point, you'll be presented with a new folder. Just double click to go into it, and double click the Monero wallet GUI executable. Now, in some cases, and allow it through your firewall, but in some cases, this will not open up, and you'll actually need to scroll down and run the start low graphics mode batch file. Just a heads up, if you do get it to where it keeps crashing, just come down here and run this batch file, and you'll get to this screen just the same. Click your desired language. We're going to be doing English, of course, because that's the language I speak. Create new wallet is the next step, and then make sure you write this down and preferably put it on a piece of paper or some sort of key stack and so on and so forth. I'm just gonna go ahead and, well, we don't even need to put it anywhere, but I'll throw it in the notepad just in case, because I'm gonna throw this wallet away. But if you guys want to go grab it, here you go. Now you guys know where to go get it. So at this point, you'll just go ahead and select the location of where you want to install it. We're going to leave it right there. Type in a super secure password, like that, you know, low, and click next. Obviously, use letters, numbers, and, you know, symbols for that portion. Just a heads up, I want to clarify in case you guys didn't get the joke there. You can go ahead and skip through that and then click use Monero. At this point, it'll start syncing and so on. But for us, we will go ahead, and once it actually starts the local node, I'll show you guys where we're going to grab our address from, and then we'll get to mining. So here we're just going to go ahead and accept and allow through our firewall. Once again, we're going to click the receive button, and at this point, now this is in 4K, so it's probably going to look a little bit better for you guys. The 4K scaling's not working here for me, but you can kind of faintly see this address, and there's a copy button right next to it. You're just going to hit the copy button, and then at that point it'll be copied to your clipboard. You can put it into Notepad for quick and easy access, and then you'll be good to go. That's pretty much the wallet. It looks a lot better than this on a non 4K monitor. Obviously they don't have 4K scaling going down here, so you know, that's just, you know, the problem that we're going to deal with right now with this being a 4K system. So I'm going to exit out of it. I don't want to sync the node and use up a whole bunch of space there. That'd be no fun. So the next thing we need to discuss is the pools. There are a lot of pools. This one seems to not IP ban near as easily as some of the others. It's going to be xmr.nanopool.org. You guys have probably heard of Nanopool at this point. So we're just going to do an example of one of the more popular pools for you guys to use. We have all the locations. You're going to want to take note of both the server host closest to your location as of the miner, and then the port here as well. So take notes of both of those things. And then we're going to get to configuring. The first thing we're going to want to do is Windows 10. So if you're on Windows 10 right now, this is going to be the way you're going to want to mine. You're going to want to go grab XMR-stack. This is an all-in-one miner. It'll mine on your CPU, your GPU, and that's both Nvidia and AMD. So this is pretty much everything you could ever need for any of those. You can go ahead and download it and click save. At this point, open the folder. Once again, we're going to cut this, I'm going to go to the desktop, right click and say new folder, and we're going to say XMR7, so for Monero7 here. I'm going to paste this miner inside, and then once again right click and extract all. I'm going to go ahead and remove this so it extracts it straight to this directory. Extract however you would like it, still put that folder in there, fun. At this point you can run XMR-stack and it will actually go through the entire configuration process for you. This happens a lot of times where Windows 10 will try to block it. You can click run anyway and it will pop up. If you have some more issues, you can turn off Windows Defender and so on. And there is a Windows 10 settings guide, which I'll link for you guys up in the corner. It's on this channel if you have more issues and want to get that worked out. Now, going through the automatic setup process, it does support Sumo Coin now. As you guys saw, there's a Sumo Coin bug fix, and I haven't actually tested it yet, but we'll test it later. But today we're focusing on Monero7. So we're going to type in Monero7, enter. Our pool address is the one that I said to take note of earlier. I'm going to be using US West, and then the port we will need as well. So we're going to right click and copy that. You can always right click into the command prompt and it will paste it in there for you. Quick note for people that have not ever done that or utilized command prompt. Next, we're going to need the wallet address. So go to your XMR wallet, find your address, come back over here, right click to paste it in and enter. The password you can set to X, and now you can do the rig identifier. We'll do SOT example for us on this one. Enter. Does this support TLS or SSL? Use no if unknown. I'm going to use no because we don't need it for this one in particular. Do you want to use NiceHash? No. Do you want to use multiple pools? No. At this point, it will actually go straight into mining for you, and you can actually just hit H to check your hash rates. Now, as you can see here, it automatically started. Well, it already failed, so that's great. But it automatically started already mining to the CPU as well as the GPU. So if we wanted to stop the CPU from mining, we can go back to our config files. We're going to double click on the CPU text. And as you can see here, it says if you do not wish to mine with your CPUs, then use null. So what we're going to want to do here is just remove this real quick. And then we're going to just want to go ahead and do null. And then comma, Control C. Now if we go back to XMR stack and run it, we'll actually get logged in and it won't be mining with our CPU. Why is Control S not working? Let's try that again. Alrighty, and as you can see here, it says backend CPU disabled. AMD is disabled because there's no AMDs on this in particular. We are getting a CUDA error code. Okay, so if you're having the same error that you just saw on the screen, to fix that, you're going to want to go into your nvidia.txt file, which is going to be your config for your Nvidia GPUs. And this is primarily due to the GPU being used as the primary OS graphics display. And so you'll usually see this be a problem with one of those in the generic kind of configuration that it generates for you. All you really have to do is come in here and change B sleep to 100 and change your B factor to 10. So as you can see here, B factor you want to change to 10 and B sleep to 100. Use Control S to save or click File and Save, and then close out, and then you can start mining on that once again. You can type H for, of course, your hash rate, and we'll just kind of type it through and I'll show you that it's working real quick. And so this is a Titan X Pascal and we're running about 865 hash. We do appear to get significantly higher hash rates on Crypto Night Heavy. For Sumo, this same card was pulling 970. You can check that video out in the corner above. Type Control C to close, and that's going to get you set up on how to mine on Windows 10, the new Monero fork. It should create an AMD.txt file as well, and you can come back to that. And so basically you would just get a AMD.txt config file instead of an Nvidia one, and then you can edit that to your heart's content. At this point, let's go ahead and move into the real mining operating systems. So by real, I mean we have simple mining and Hive here. They both have strengths and weaknesses, and I've gone over that in a previous video, which you can check out on my channel. But today, let's start with simple mining. Simple mining is going to cost you $2 per rig per month, so keep that in mind before you go ahead and install it. And I do have a how-to on this channel for that as well. To start off, after you've logged in, click Rig Groups, and then click Add Group. You'll get a similar screen to the one that's about to pop up. And we're going to be looking at XMR-stack-v2.4.2 CUDA 8. We'll select this miner, and this will work with AMD systems as well as Nvidia systems, so you'll be good to go. You're going to need to specify the currency with -- currency and Monero7. The O is going to specify next your pool address, and so keep this in mind. You will need to add the stratum+tcp : // and then the pool address, and then the port that you want to be mining to. The -U is going to denote your address, so your Monero address that we talked about earlier will go there. And then -P will denote the password. You can just put X for this on this particular pool. Now, once you've done that, you'll just select the reload and click save. I'm going to close out of this and go back to my rig list. And the next thing you'll need to do is select the rig that you want to mine with here. Click assign group and then select the new one, which I created Monero Revolution here, and then click save and it'll reload it. At this point, I'm just going to close out. We're going to hit the console, and as you can see here, we are getting new blocks and results are being accepted by the pool. And that's how you're going to mine Monero7 or the new Monero hard fork with simple mining. Once again, way more simple than Windows here. And then finally, we have HiveOS. Now for HiveOS, I have a how-to video on how to install this as well, which you can check out on the channel. This is actually running my 1030 rig, and we have almost a kilohash, so not great for 8 cards, but you know, they're little 1030s, pretty low wattage, and they don't get that hot. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and click on over to wallets once you're logged in. Once you're in wallets, you'll click new wallet, and it will look very similar to this, if not exactly the same. Type the name in for Monero. Put your Monero address in the D-wallet address, as well as in the wallet and worker template. You can also just put a dot and the name of the worker if you prefer. I just have it empty at this point. And then on the pool URL, you're going to want to put the URL to the pool you're mining. So once again, we're using xmr-us-west1.nanopool.org, and then the port. The pass I put to X, and then this is the important part. So while on Sumo, you would do currency and then Sumo coin. For the new Monero, you're going to do the same thing except to replace Sumo coin with Monero7. At this point, you can click OK. Then you're going to click on your rigs list, and you're going to click the edit button. Make sure you select both the miner, which we're using XMR stack here, as well as the actual setup, so your wallet, which is Monero here, then click OK. At this point, you'll click into the rig and click restart. To monitor, just click the monitor tab, and you can see it start hashing here. Your hash rate's always below it, and you have a total hash rate up at the top. You can also always confirm by going ahead and pulling your address. So let's go pull my Monero address right here, which I'll also leave for donations in the description below if you feel so kind as to do so. And then let's head on over to Nanopool, and then up at the top right you'll have the address or payment ID. You can paste your address in here and then click search. And at this point you can see that we've kind of started mining. And the next thing we want to check is the minimum payout. So if we go to FAQ, we'll see that our minimum payout is 1 XMR. So if we go back to our stats and search here, you can see that our balance is 0.000002. and our unconfirmed balance. Our balance will have to be 1 before we get a payout to the wallet address that we used, which is this account number right here. Keep all of that in mind before you start pinging, of course, all of their help and support. But if you have any more questions, always check out our Discord. Alright, so that's going to wrap up how to mine the latest Monero fork, Monero7, after the hard fork, or however you really articulate that. You guys get the idea. I hope it was helpful. If it was, leave a like. Comment down below if you're having any other issues. Of course, the best way to get any of your issues solved is by hitting the Discord link in the description and coming on by and saying hello to the Suns, as we are known. The Suns. Yeah, there you go. So come join the Suns over in Discord. We'll get you sorted. We usually also figure all this stuff out a little bit earlier, so you know you can get in on it before everyone else. Hope it was helpful. Like I said before, we're getting redundant. See you next Tuesday.